Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Home Secretary will be aware that 5 years ago I warned that if we didn't leave the ECHR and deport immediately those that arrived in Dover via small boats, that there would be an invasion. And sure enough, I was right. Today, a further 600 young men already today have been processed through Dover. Perhaps the odd Iranian terrorist among them. Who knows?
How do you know?
Does the Home Secretary accept
How do you know
that their policy of smash the gangs is a complete and total failure? And if that's the case, why should we believe anything else they said?
Well, the honourable member, no one should be making these dangerous boat crossings. They undermine our border security and they put lives at risk. Criminal gangs who are organising these dangerous boats are making a fortune, profiting from these dangerous boat crossings. And that's why we need counter-terrorism style powers to be able to go after the gangs. That is the opportunity for him and his party to vote for those counter-terrorism powers tonight, so that we can strengthen our border security. Previously, he and his party voted against those counter-terrorism powers. I think we need counter-terrorism style powers to strengthen our border security in order to be able to go after those criminal gangs. Does he?
Reform UK leader Nigel Farage launched a scathing attack on Labour's newly unveiled immigration strategy on Monday, branding it a complete and total failure and accusing Home Secretary Yvette of offering performative politics with no teeth. Farage's intervention comes as Labour attempts to seize the political initiative on immigration, unveiling what it touts as a bold crackdown on criminal gangs, facilitating illegal crossing of the English Channel. Central to Labour's proposal is a promise to smash the gangs through enhanced cooperation with European partners, intelligence-led policing, and tougher enforcement at the border. But Farage, never one to pull his punches on immigration, dismissed the plan as rehashed bureaucracy and empty slogans, charging that Labour is naive at best and willfully dishonest at worst about the scale of the problem. The British people are not stupid, he said in a press conference outside Parliament. They can see that boat after boat is still arriving. They can see our cities being overwhelmed, and they can see that Labour's answer is to throw more money at the same failed systems. Yvette has no grasp of the crisis we're facing, he claimed. Her job is to protect British borders, not draft another policy document for the French to ignore. Labour insiders say the crackdown is designed to undercut Conservative attacks on the party's border credentials ahead of the next general election. Polling consistently ranks immigration as one of the most important issues for swing voters, particularly in so-called red wall constituencies. The policy package unveiled this week includes pledges to double the National Crime Agency's anti-smuggling resources, establish a new border security command, and negotiate fresh returns agreements with EU countries. Yvette, defending the plan, insisted that Britain needs serious leadership, not stunts and slogans. While Reform UK remains a small party in parliamentary terms, Farage's media profile and political instincts have kept him in the national conversation. With the Conservatives floundering and Labour facing credibility tests on tough issues like immigration, Farage has carved out space as the voice of populist discontent. And with local elections on the horizon and rumours of a general election in late 2025, Farage's challenge to Labour on immigration may not be the last, or the least potent. Well, the British public have had enough of the lies, the failure, and the excuses, he declared. And they know who's been telling them the truth from the beginning.
Well, I mean, there's more joy in heaven over a sinner that repenteth and all that. But the trouble is, I don't think he really repents of it. He spent the last few years campaigning against any attempt to stop immigration, and we're supposed to believe all of a sudden he's changed his mind.
Well, he says it's not because of those election results where Labour were trouts, as your lot were trouts just as well, even worse.
We
You had more seats to lose. He says no, it's because this is something he believes in.
I mean, it's just very difficult to take seriously. You know, the Labour Party's got half its voting base really strongly dislikes immigration. I agree with them. Half of it is a sort of progressive left that really loves it. And
well, they've got cleaners and nannies and gardeners and someone the barista in their local coffee shop.
Exactly, and they don't suffer, you know, many of the social cohesion consequences. So this is a tilt to the bit of his voting base that doesn't like immigration, rightly so. Will it last? I very much doubt it. Will it make any difference? I doubt it very much. Will he get any political benefit out of it? No, because everyone can see he doesn't want to do it.
I mean, and that's the thing. No, I mean, there are a number of things that he seems to be able to sort of turn on a dime on, whether it's are trans women women? Apparently not this week. They were a month ago. It's so difficult to tell. And immigration. I mean, last night I heard from Keir Starmer, certainly before the election, immigration was a good thing. It was an economic benefit to this country. He's now questioning that. Anyone talking about the need for integration and better language skills and things, well, basically, maybe they might have paid a little bit of lip service, but basically you were a racist and a bigot for saying it. He's changed on that. Are those not, this is a point I put to the Reform UK Deputy Leader, Richard Tice, earlier in the studio, is there not, as you say, look, you know, sinners, repenters, that's a good thing. Is it not at least a good thing? We've now got three major parties, now, combined, 75% of the vote? Basically all saying, we accept that immigration has to come down. We accept it's not an unadulterated good thing. We accept there's an economic cost, there's a cultural cost, and we need to tackle it. That's a good thing, isn't it? The Overton envelope has shifted.
Yeah. That is a good thing, and yeah, as you say, we can talk about stuff that we didn't used to be able to talk about a long time ago.
Without being called a bigot.
Quite recently, yeah, without being called a bigot. But the problem is, I still think a lot of the kind of mainstream political class is sort of deluded about what levels of immigration are okay. You know, that we brought it down from whatever it was, 900,000 to 700,000 in the last year of the Tory.
Come on, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now they think, the political class thinks, if we can get it down to like 300,000, maybe 250,000, that would be okay. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is thinking, that is just far, far too many. You've just got to do something completely different.
Former Brexit negotiator Lord David Frost has delivered a withering critique of Sir Keir Starmer's latest pivot on immigration, accusing the Labour leader of posturing for votes and branding his recent policy shift as a cynical conversion, not a genuine repentance. Speaking at a policy exchange forum on Monday, Lord Frost said he found it insulting to the public's intelligence that Starmer now claims to take a tough stance on immigration after years of what he called actively undermining efforts to control it. Labour strategists argue the shift reflects pragmatism, not opportunism. They say the British public has lost faith in the Conservative government's ability to control migration and that Labour must now own the issue if it hopes to regain red wall trust. But Frost, who helped lead Britain's negotiations to leave the European Union, painted the move as nothing more than an electoral calculation designed to paper over years of what he called borderline sabotage. In recent weeks, Starmer has hardened his language, speaking of secure borders, smashing criminal gangs, and insisting illegal immigration is not fair to anyone. His new policy proposals include a border security command with counter-terror level resources and intelligence sharing with EU states, a model Labour claims is more effective than the gimmicks and chaos. A model Labour claims is more effective than the gimmicks and chaos of Conservative plans. Political analysts suggest Starmer's move is a calculated gamble to neutralize one of Labour's historic weaknesses before the next general election, and to box the Conservatives into defending a record many voters view as ineffective. Meanwhile, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage never shied away in on immigration, echoed Frost's doubts, calling Labour's new policy laughable. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, Farage wrote, Keir Starmer spent years trying to block border control. Now he wants to play tough guy, spare us.